Well, I got our flagpole unloaded. It's actually a, I don't know, it's a 90-foot old steel power pole. I think Billy found it on Marketplace or somewhere, but he's gonna clean it up, paint it, and convert it into a flagpole. So he's got a huge, I don't know what 15 by 25 or something flag they're gonna put on there, but the water tower over here, I believe, is 100 or 110 feet. So that kind of gives you a little idea about how tall that'll be, and it's kind of going to go in the corner behind the building over there. So that'll be pretty neat. You ought to be able to see that from a long ways away. And then I got a quad axle truck running and kind of getting out some loads for the parking lot. I think he just dropped off number 7. I think we're going to do 12 or 15 across here. I may just have to dump a few because I know that corner's a little bit low and I need to add a little more on some of this edges, but we're going to work on just kind of getting this slicked up and graded out now, because everything I said yesterday I never even got around to doing with the parking blocks. So I think Dad's on his way here after lunch. He's going to start up here on this row, so that's why I tried to kind of get this tracked in and get where I want it. And then they may work on that row down by the building and I can kind of finish up everything in the middle. I don't have a grader attachment. I couldn't get top notch down here with his grader, so we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way, which is pretty much the way I've always done it. I've never ran one of those grader attachments. I don't have one. I don't even know if I plan on buying one anytime soon. They're kind of pricey, so, but it won't be too bad with this. I can just kind of I don't do it very often, but I may kind of back drag some of it and just put the arms and float and let it kind of skim over some of this, then I can just kind of fine tune it. But normally everything I do grading is just all eyesight. I don't normally, I'm not even going to set a laser up on here because it's kind of got fall and slope that way, so I'll just kind of eye it in and get it to drain off. I may check it when I'm done, but I just always use the tooth bucket and just kind of, if I feel the machine go up or down, tweak it from there and just kind of eyeball it. So it's what I'm used to, and it's what we're gonna do on this one. So that's what I did the first time when I put this together. But yeah, so I mean, it may not be perfect. Like if I had a grader attachment, you could really slick it up and get one nice uniform slope that way, but it will work for the parking lot, and it would still I'll make sure it'll drain to that corner, which is kind of where it wants to head anyway. But yeah, we're just gonna jump in the loader now and we'll try to get this thing slicked up. this morning just to touch up a few things, but pretty much got the parking lot tuned up kind of last night, and I've tracked this section in a little bit right here. So got all the parking blocks down. Billy, I think, and his son's gonna finish driving the pins in there, but I think it came out pretty good. It's still a little wet, but it's got nice uniform fall kind of over here to this corner. Now I'm going to work on just kind of grading all this stuff out. And scraping the rock off the track right here, and then kind of putting on their little crossing. I think they put all this down, I think when they were building the track, because they didn't want to run the equipment over the cross, or they didn't have the crossing in yet or something, but I can't remember. It may have been the concrete truck trying to pour some of that over there at the depot. But anyway, now I'm going to I'll scrape this rock off and kind of just put it across there where the excavator's sitting on that other side. I'm going to try to use the grading bucket, get most of this off here, then probably just take a flat shovel and finish digging the rock off here. But then now I'm going to take a little bit of this and kind of dress this up so that way they have a little bit of an access road here on both sides of that, I believe. So we may just end up probably going to rock that instead of having grass or anything right there too. And I think once I get this kind of cleaned up, I got a pile of screenings way over there that I got to get moved around, and we're going to finish kind of the walkway around Prairie Hills. A little bit of dirt to spread on the drive that I dug out. And then I believe some touching up where the state came through in the ditch and mowed and drove their tractors right through the fresh dirt up there in the front and left some ruts. But then that's pretty much it for me for right now down here. I'll have to come back and dig a hole to set that pole for the flagpole. And then, yeah, that may be about it. I'm sure I'll be back for touch up maintenance stuff, and then when they add a little bit more. But he's expecting the train, I think he got a call yesterday. I want to say it's week after next, which I think is Thanksgiving, so it may be the week after Thanksgiving, or last part of the week last week in November maybe. So he may be able to make his December deal where he's going to try to have his Christmas lights up and like a little train ride through here, and just he's got enough lights to string out. There's all kinds of stuff he's got. I think half that container is full of just Christmas lights and different decorations, so he can have those up kind of throughout the track area. I believe they'll have like hot cocoa and a Santa. So yeah, hopefully he can get everything up and running here and get it, the last month of the year in, and then hit it hard in the springtime. But it's definitely been a fun project, and it's crazy what it looked like a year ago compared to what it is right now. So it's kind of been my home away for home this year, but I've enjoyed it. So I'm gonna jump back in the loader because it's like 35 degrees and finish scraping this rock over and see if we can't get this crossing straightened up. this is kind of how this came out. So not too bad. It's a little steep. I think which means I need to get one more load of base probably and put on top of here. But if he plans on, I don't know, taking a truck or a trailer or anything like that in there, we're gonna need to taper it out a little bit more, but it won't be bad like for the gator and stuff. But definitely, I think we're gonna need to come in here. I was trying to keep it kind of uniform with the rest of the radius, but I may have to cut some of this dirt and grass and junk out of here and just kind of widen this thing up, because it's, I guess if you're gonna pull in and go that way, maybe you can pull in that way and back up like in a truck or a trailer if you ever need in here for any reason. That side may not be too bad, but just not a lot of room to pull in and turn. But I think it came out pretty nice. I needed to get a blower or something and blow the rest of the rocks and junk off that inside of that track, or I guess when we get another rain it ought to take care of it. Which I'm also gonna be back, like I said, dig a flagpole, or the hole for the flagpole, and I want to say it's going over here. Now we were going to take it out next to the hills, but trying to get a crane and a concrete truck in there is going to be a little bit of a pain. So I think kind of talking somewhere in this area right here, because the electric's on the other side of the fence to the train station, and then downspouts and stuff are over there. So it may be like right around this area right here, and he'll have power to put lights and everything up to it and be easy to get to. And then, well, like I said, we'll probably just rock all the way along the fence and dress this up a little more. But I have to dig a 11-foot deep, 5-foot either circle or just square hole, which I think should take 8 or 9 yards of concrete if we did the math. It was supposed to take about 8 yards, I guess. So, but I thought he said it was 11 feet deep and a 5-foot circle, or I may just end up digging somewhat of a circle or square. I'll probably bring the 2150 back where I can just dig it and either load it into the truck or reach over there far enough to throw the stuff out, and then we'll just have to get a bunch of rebar. I don't know what size that's going to have to be. Built kind of like a little basket in there, and then fill the thing up with concrete. And then there's 4-inch and 3/4 bolts that stick up in the concrete that base bolts to. And then and the best I can tell, it looks like it just slides on that end's a little bit tapered, and that top piece just kind of slides over there. But it doesn't seem like one of those is going to slide real well. But he'll have to have a crane to come down for that, so maybe I'll be back the day they get to do that. But he's still got to grind some of that stuff off and either sandblast it or grind it down and then paint it and stuff. So it's a little ways away, but yeah, this is kind of how this came out, and the parking lot's wrapped up. So like I said, my part is pretty much done, but I'll be back. I don't know, I'm hoping to get back down here in a couple weeks when they show up with the train car, and with the engine I mean, and check that out, and then maybe we can make our debut around the track together. So we'll definitely be filming that. So for now, I'm gonna get these two loaded up and call it a day. You guys have a good weekend.